Several times so far I've mentioned the term endpoint, clinical endpoint, and we're now going to explore much more about that and exactly what it means and why it is so important to get this aspect of a clinical trial absolutely right at the outset, or else we waste fantastic opportunities to learn so much, but we end up measuring the wrong thing and learn almost nothing. Now, sometimes you'll hear the term surrogate marker used. And a surrogate marker is a measure that you make which is relevant to the clinical outcome of the disease. So we know that with hypertension, we're only measuring the blood pressure, but that actually doesn't matter. Nobody comes and says, "Gosh, doc, I think I've got high blood pressure." Quite often, high blood pressure is simply picked up as a coincidental finding when the patient goes to the doctor for some other reason. Why do we treat it? Does it matter? Well, yes, we know that high blood pressure is associated with an increased risk of stroke, renal failure, and cardiac infarct, heart attacks, and heart failure. And by treating high blood pressure, you decrease the risk of all those things happening. But we don't do studies with new drugs for blood pressure right through to those final endpoints. We simply say dropping the blood pressure tells us that the risk of these things occurring has got considerably less. And we know from lots and lots of data gathered over the last 60 years how much a drop in blood pressure improves the chances of survival and avoiding a stroke, renal failure, or a heart attack. So we've looked at endpoints, and it is worth spending a lot of time making sure you get your primary endpoint absolutely right. Because if you don't, you may have wasted millions of pounds or dollars or euros, a lot of time, a lot of people's energy and commitment